Season 8 of Ranked has just arrived in Critical Ops, which means that the map Castello is now in the map pool. If you want to be surprising your opponents with some nice Castello strategies such as this one, and this video is perfect for you because I'm going to be covering everything you need to know about Castello, from defending spots to utility you should use when pushing into sites. But before we hop into all that, if you could please sub to the channel because it's free and it helps us out a lot over here. And let's hop right into this guide. So first, I'm going to be talking about attacking on Castello, and more specifically, what kind of utility you should use when pushing in. Now, for the A site, you really need two things: a good smoke to cut off vision from spawn, and a good flash to clear sight. Now, the smoke is actually really easy because I'm going to teach you all a good lineup to use. So if you have come out to the forest and your team is pushed up a little bit and you know the forest is clear, what you want to do is come and stand next to this tree, and then you want to aim your crosshair at the top of this little triangle that's made by the leaves and the branch, and then just throw the smoke normally. You don't have to jump or anything. Just aim your crosshair at the top of the triangle and throw the smoke. It is going to land perfectly on the stairs leading to coalition spawn and cut off their vision. Now, I do think A site is the easiest to attack because all of the cover on site is easily wall bangable. So when you're getting ready to push in, my next tip for you is that I think before you flash out or anything, you should try and wall bang, at least one or two of the random little corners for information. I like to wall bang this one over here that's in the back right of the site, but you guys can wall bang whichever corner you want. Just try and go for a pre-fire to see if you can get any tags. Now for the flashes, there are a lot of good ones, but in general, I'd say try to bounce the flash off of either of these two walls, because they will pop around the middle of sight and give you the best coverage. As for your plant spots, I'd recommend planting around the front of the statue so your team can cover the bomb from the garden above. Also, planting out here against the wall is technically a better spot. It's just riskier because you have to cross out here and plant in the open, but it is a better spot because it makes it easier for the garden players to hold the bomb and they don't have to expose themselves as much when they hold the angle. Now while we're on A side, I want to talk about pushing garden. Your opponents have two options when defending garden. They can either try to jump up and reposition, or they can stay back and hold the head glitch. You can actually pre-fire these bushes on the breach side and try to pick someone off as they are crossing mid, and my teammate actually did this in a ranked game and I thought it was kind of cool that you can get a kill like this. If you're pushing garden later and are afraid they might be positioned inside the garden, you can also go for a jump peek over these bushes and try to wallbang them, because usually your opponents will be pre-aiming the entrance and are not going to have their crosshair placement ready for your jump spot. Now moving on to B site, my first word of advice for attacking is that you should actually abuse mid control when you plan to push B. Since the B side has a lot of entrances, controlling mid will make it much harder for your opponents to lock down B, and also probably cause them to play much farther back. Now most people will hold the B main entrance, even potentially with a sniper, very aggressively to try and get a pick or two on people crossing early. And so because of this, I think the best course of action is to smoke off the main entrance early so that your opponents can't see you as you try to cross. This will put more pressure on them because they have to worry about the cliff side and simultaneously have to worry about B main at the same time. As far as plant spots, I think just planting in front of the statue is best so the bomb can be covered from mid as well as B main, but you can actually plant anywhere on the actual B site. So a pretty good eco strat could be for your team to just run in and throw a smoke close to B main and force that plant as quickly as possible right by the entrance. This is pretty much going to wrap up my attacking guide on Castello. Now I know I said earlier I'd be talking about defending as well, and if you want to know more about the best spots for playing defense on Castello like this one, then go ahead and watch this video that's popping up on screen right now, because I already made a video about the best Castello spots on defense, but I made the video before the map was out in ranked, so it didn't get as many views. So if you want to make sure you know the best defending spots, then watch this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.